The release of the much anticipated Factorio Space Age is near. At the time of writing, just about 5 weeks to go. I have spent a lot of this waiting time on thinking about what I would do once I can finally start up the new version of the game. With all the new features added, with 3 initial planets to go to, we need to choose what we do first. First things first, just as a little disclaimer, obviously I have no idea what is actually in the expansion beyond those things that were shown off in the Friday facts, and even then, just knowing a feature exists will not make me immediately able to understand and use it properly. There might be things that I don't know right now, that if I knew them might totally scrap my strategy or throw it into lava for lack of a better Space Age related pun. Let's start with map generation. In terms of creating a map, I will go as I usually do for a terrain world with large resource patches further apart, and to be safe from biters for a longer time I will choose a large starting area as well, and it should be at least a little bit full of trees to suck up some pollution, but not too much to get in the way of the building. I really wonder how the map generation has been changed up, as there are now 5 different planets to configure. Most of them probably have their own individual resources and maybe enemies, and different kinds of cliffs and fluids. Fulgora has little islands in a sea of heavy oil. Vulcanus has different biomes where I think the resources are placed depending on the biomes, and of course there is a lot of lava. Gleba certainly also has a lot of pretty colorful biomes, and I wonder if the 2 fruits that we need to harvest are in specific biomes or just anywhere. I think the pentapods might hatch in shallow water. I will certainly not be able or even want to go for an outright speedrun, as I am not the fastest of players. I first should automate all the science packs available on Novice, set up a proper defense perimeter, and ideally start early on uranium processing, as that is necessary for the space science in space. I will also certainly try out the elevated rails on Novice before I go anywhere else. And also recently I reread, after someone mentioned it on the Factorio Discord, that to unlock tier 2 modules you actually need space science. So I might set those up after having a space platform and producing space science in space. I will also already try to use quality modules for things that will go on the space platform to reduce the amount of them that I need, because using more speedy machines requires less machines and therefore less space overall. And surely I should also get some efficiency modules to make the platform use as little energy as possible, and I will also use them on Novice to avoid pollution and keep my base safe from biters. I don't really know much about the challenges that I will face with the space platform itself, how long the travel time will be, how many defenses I need to set up, and so on. I guess I can always save the game before I actually go anywhere. Certainly I will build at least 2 separate space platforms. One to deliver the space science that will be supported by deliveries from Novice, and another one that should be self-sufficient and be able to travel. And more will need to be built eventually for all the other planets and their logistical needs. The first planet I want to go to is Fulgora. I think it will be the easiest of the 3 planets. I am not entirely sure, but I think the only danger there might be the lightning at night. Maybe the previous inhabitants left some defensive installations, who knows? At least they left some lightning attractors and lots of scrap. Recycling that scrap will give me most of the materials that I need to build rockets and get up into space again. Concrete for the rocket silo, blue circuits and low-density structures for the rocket parts are already in there. With the vast amounts of heavy oil on the planet and with solid fuel and ice from the scrap, I can make the rocket fuel. I might even burn some of the solid fuel for energy, but I will have to see how much water I can get from the ice. I can recycle some of the gear wheels to iron plates, and together with the batteries make accumulators, which are very important to store all the electricity coming in from the lightning. And at the moment my working theory is that there is no pollution on Fulgora, so I should just use quality and productivity modules everywhere, especially in the recyclers and the miners. That way I might already create good quality accumulators and EMPs. The electromagnetic plant, once I can build it, will help me a lot in improving my circuit and module production. The quality module 3 is unlocked here on Fulgora. I can already start producing the highest quality of quality modules. And the Tesla turret, which will certainly help me with defense on other planets. After that, I am not really sure. Maybe I should set up a proper delivery space platform between Novus and Fulgora that delivers all the goodies between the planets that otherwise couldn't be had there, like recyclers for quality stuff, EMPs for circuits and modules, and electromagnetic science to Novus, and uranium to Fulgora. I wonder if I should ship sulfur to Fulgora, as cracking down heavy oil might require a lot of water from ice. I'm also not sure about the role that collecting resources from asteroids might play. Will I be able to collect a surplus of useful asteroid materials on my travels and dump them down to the planet on arrival? And based on my theory that there is no pollution on Fulgora, or at least no negative effects from it, I might even want to have a bigger factory on Fulgora than I have on Novus, and then just deliver at least all the circuit-related stuff and whatever else comes out of the scrap to Novus. The next planet I would go to is Vulcanus. I would expect that I could power myself with solar panels there very well. Otherwise, maybe coal or just steam from the sulfuric acid neutralization might work. If I remember correctly, or rather my guess would be that cliff explosives and artillery might be unlocked on Vulcanus. I certainly want to unlock the next tier of belt here, and of course the foundry and the big mining drill. And I would want to use both of them heavily on other planets, since the big mining drill only has half the resource drain on an ore patch, which is improved even more by quality. So that would definitely be a good addition to Fulgora for extended scrap mining. I am not sure whether I will immediately set up some kind of calcite export to Novus. I would only do that early if using molten iron or copper actually increases the overall plate production and not just the throughput. Certainly later on I would want calcite to improve throughput and then just either use trains or pipes for the molten metals. Initially, I might also just send things like steel and low-density structures to Novus, which can be created through scrap recycling on Fulgora as well as made in the foundry on Vulcanus. This might take the pressure off of my Novus production lines, therefore also reducing pollution and the need to deal with biters. But once I can use artillery, I will also make use of that to extend my defense perimeter. I guess I will also have to find out what the danger on Vulcanus is exactly and how it might prevent me from doing too much there. The last of the 3 planets to choose from will be Glebber for me. I wonder how difficult dealing with the spoilage will be, as well as having to put up with pentapods coming at me if I do too much farming. Somehow I also think that just destroying some naturally occurring mushroom stuff might release some spores, but that might be wrong, who knows. My current assumption is that Spidertrons might be a late unlock on Glebber. I am also not sure where the new stack inserters might thematically fit. My current working theory would be Glebber and that you need carbon fiber to craft them, but that is pure speculation. Keeping this mushroom factory running and alive might be a bigger challenge. I wonder if you have to actually export science packs to Novus or whether you might also just do research on Glebber and save the delivery time for the spoilable agricultural science packs. At least in the Friday Facts it said to try to bring home the freshest science packs you can. What if I want to make Glebber my home? At least the soundtrack there is nice. I don't really know what to expect from the final planet. I guess the common wisdom is that it might be some sort of frozen world, maybe even a gas giant, and that distributing heat might be important. And there might be the dark blue science pack that will have to be made on this planet. Maybe it has something to do with temperature control or cryogenics. In the most recent Friday Facts, it was shown that you can now read the temperature in the reactors. Certainly I will try to export and build fusion reactors everywhere I can, rather than, as I usually do, building about 1 million solar panels and accumulators. And we know that for fusion we need some kind of building that will create coolant, and it will probably be the one building above the foundry and the electromagnetic plant in this image. This is all I can say for now about what I might do on these new planets. I will definitely try to go for a train megabase, maybe even on multiple planets. I am very excited about the new throughput options by the new fluid system, molten metals, the new stack inserters, the new belt quality and the specialized machines. All the quality of life features and train enhancements, the Factoriopedia and the better statistics and pin and search tools. Those are my thoughts and plans for now on the actual gameplay. Additionally, ever since I listened to the teased music from the new soundtrack, I wanted to listen to the whole thing. So I will definitely buy the soundtrack, download it right away and listen to it even while playing on Novice. And I will certainly be streaming all my gameplay on Twitch and upload the recordings to YouTube. Thank you for watching.